as well as Getter, they don't really want to escalate because of jigs. That's why they came to me yesterday and has come to you as well, Richard. They would rather get something done properly. But I do feel as time goes on, this is only going to get worse because they certainly
Yeah.
don't like him. And that relationship, from my understanding and feelings of it, yes, that relationship isn't going to get mended anytime soon.
But the way I'm seeing it right now is like it's not a lot of a. This doesn't seem as much of a police issue as it is like a. I don't know. I'm seeing it like a politics thing. Is if we can, like, if I can keep them happy by just reassigning Jigs, I don't think that's going to be a punishment for Jigs in any way, shape, or form.
No, I don't think so.
So I mean, as long as he's comfortable, I might just reassign him and get someone else down there. If that keeps them happy and stops them from interfering in police stuff, then great. But as soon as they start interfering, then that's why I'm going to go talk to them and sort that out. Because if that carries on, then we are going to have to step it up.
Yeah. And I wanted to catch you this morning because I wanted to deal with it yesterday, but I didn't want to, because I know the district stuff is already rolled out, so I wanted to catch you first to see what your thoughts are before I speak to Jigs. Brilliant. Okay. Well, thank you for letting me know.
That's all good.
I will speak to Jigs then. Unless do you want to speak to Jigs, or would you like to speak at the same time? Or
no, I already spoke to him. So if you just want to follow up with the just resolve the complaint, I guess, by speaking to Jigs about it, and then just let me know.
Will do. No problem at all. Yeah. I think about
okay. Did you need anything like now that you're in, with extra stripe?
No, I think honestly, I'm good. I don't really. There isn't really anything that I don't think I would struggle with anything. Nothing I'm really that worried about. I had a good chat with Stubbs yesterday about kind of what sergeants are currently, and he went through what he's been told, which is like sergeant is kind of like captain, what captain used to be.
I see. Look, yeah, it's
captain used to be. It's very, very different now. So corporal is like sergeant, what sergeant used to be in, and senior officer, and then sergeant is what captain used to
be. Yeah, pretty much.
Jesus. I feel very lucky.
It's not luck. There's no there's no luck involved.
I'll be honest. I didn't think that it really took me by surprise. I knew I was being put forward for it, but it really took me by surprise yesterday because I didn't think that I was wanted back in command because of there's loads of people around now. I kind of I was chief for 2 years or something. So I thought they just wanted other people in command roles, but when I don't know, that made me feel really good yesterday. I didn't think that was going to happen, so thank you again.
Yeah, there was we had you there, but there was a proof from the top, Snow. So yeah,
that's fucking wild. Honestly, I really didn't expect that.
I guess just to keep you updated, someone I am looking for senior or command in the future as well. I want to keep an eye on is Vivian Gray. So just keep an eye on her and let me know what you think and how good she is and whether she needs any improvement. So other than that,
cool. All right, how many seniors do you want?
We don't want that many because they all kind of like you said, they are the sergeant and corporal equivalent. Ballpark maybe 2-3 per shift, maybe. Because we don't want a lot.
Well, I can say now that gentleman outside to my left, McQuillan, he would make a very good senior.
He would do
that. His work, honestly, with everything he's been doing. Have you seen his 3-on-1s about 1v1s?
Pursuit training, yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of person you need in senior, I think.
I would agree with you. He's shift 3, right?
3 into 1.
Yeah,
he's around a lot when I am. Honestly, if I know McQuillan's around and he's in a call and I'm like, hey, McQuillan, run the call, he's like,
yep,
boom, I'll get it done.
It's done.
Yeah. And obviously, him being as good as he is in pursuits and even teaching people and giving people advice for that thing, I do think he fits that leadership role quite well. So that's my first suggestion, actually. There you go.
Nice. Yeah, I'll never talk to Libby because obviously we don't want to bloat anything, and we want to make sure it's a
No.
valid position. So, I mean, even the seniors we've got currently, I think this is something that was discussed in the high command meeting, being especially in shift 2, there's a lot of feelings that seniors aren't stepping up to what they're supposed to be, and there are considerations
I've
about
been
just
reading.
removing everybody from senior and shift 2. But I don't want to have to do that in other shifts, but it seems like most of the seniors for now are doing what they're supposed to do, so we're not afraid to like bring people back down.
Do they know what their are all of them aware of what their expectations for their job role is?
They should be. If they're not, they can follow
Okay.
up. But we explained that when we promoted people, is that senior's a lot
Yeah.
bigger position than it used to be.
Yeah, I mean that's why I acted the way I did when you guys made me a senior, because yeah. Okay. You would think most things are common sense, Richard, but unfortunately,
Yeah, I mean,
common sense isn't common, so
the only problem we've had so far is Carter, who messed up pretty big with
yeah,
the
that's a
murder
shame.
investigation. It is a shame. I said to him, "Don't let it get you down," because he still does fit the kind of person we want as like
Yeah.
in a command position. So it was just like, keep your head up. It'll
He's
come
really
back. We are considering maybe giving him that senior back, but I might come around and do like some evaluations and shift to at some point for that, because he
That's
is
a
really
great
good.
idea. Something to bear in mind, though, as soon as high command come around, they don't necessarily always act as if they would normally act.
Maybe I'll go undercover boss.
Undercover's good. Undercover boss would be really good, yeah. Or if you secretly put a camera in their car,
Ooh, we
you know
don't
what
have
Nancy
those
used to
anymore.
do? We don't?
I think we can't buy them anymore. I don't think.
Do you want me to see if I can source you some? There's definitely some out there.
That'd be great.
All right, I'll see if I can get you some. I just think I just know like people aren't necessarily genuine when you're with them. That's
Yeah, you're
something
not
that I
wrong.
learned when I was doing that. I mean they'll be doing everything they possibly can to like I don't know.
Show
It's
off.
the kind of
Yeah.
people that are like trying to get trying to get fucking promoted constantly. That's pretty much what it is. Yeah, okay, I'll try and source those then. But yeah, I think that's
One
a
last
good idea.
thing is,
Yeah.
you're normally at the shift 1 meetings, right?
Yeah, sometimes. Well, not generally this week. I've been quite busy in the evenings,
Yeah,
um, for various things. But generally, yeah, yeah.
generally. Yeah. What would you think
What's
about
up?
running those meetings now?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh fuck. I mean, I certainly can. Yeah, if you need me to, no issues with it. All it is just making sure we're not fucking stood in there for hours doing nothing. Making sure announcements are actual announcements. People aren't coming up going, "Do your job." I can do that.
Yeah, great. That'd be great. Yeah, both me and Libby think that, just like how Pred was. I think if you were running those meetings, then you can they'll certainly boost people's morale, and they'll enjoy those meetings. But anything
I
you
will
want to
do
do
my
with them,
best.
just I really don't care, as long as people are both being informed and enjoying the meetings. That's all that matters at the end of the day.
All right. Well, something that I'm already started. I actually did this yesterday. I was actually running the meeting yesterday, and I decided to change it up and just tell someone else to run the meeting.
Oh hell yeah, that's a good idea
So
too.
I got a customer to run it. So today I'll probably just ask someone else to run it. I'll do
Yeah.
that.
All right. Good idea. Delegate.
Yeah. But I'll try and throw some curveballs at them as well.
Okay.
And maybe we can think of stuff like maybe some themes and stuff in the future. I don't know. I've got a few
Yeah.
ideas, so I can bring some of that forward.
All
I
right.
know
Just
Copper
let me
would be
know.
down to probably help as well. She likes
Oh,
this.
Copper would. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
Fantastic. Thank you. Appreciate it, Richard. So I'm gonna go get
Yeah, you
sorted
too.
out and get out on patrol.
All right.
Also,
Take care.
I'm driving the Charger again.
Yes,
Oh
you
my
are.
fucking god, I missed that.
Isn't it
fucking car.
nice?
Yeah, dude, it is. Oh. Hey. Oh, don't call me that. Please, 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 please. Hello. Hello, hello, hello.
What's I doing?
Yeah. Hello.
Hello,
Dark.
Tiger.
You got a minute?
I have many a minute.
Fantastic. Okay. I'm not sure how to start this conversation. But I guess I just have concerns, general concerns of kind of the direction you want, or like I guess you guys want for LSPD and Shift 3. And I guess I kind of wanted to pick your brain of what you're looking for and kind of what you want it to be, or even just like the department as a whole, if that's even.
I'll give you an easy answer, McQuillan.
Okay.
Cops like you are what we're looking for.
Okay.
So a little bit of self-evaluation, but once you do that, you're competent. You know what you're doing. You don't make fuck ups. You don't make mistakes. You're not corrupt. You can be relied upon. You work as a team. You don't work on your own, and you're just an all-around badass. And that's it. It's simple. Like, you look at the SDSO, no offense, but not, you can't necessarily rely on those people all the time, and they're not always competent, but they're fun. They know what they're doing most of the time. There's a few outliers, but but they really enjoy working together. They keep each other held up and stuff like that, and they have their own qualities. But that's the thing, is that if anyone runs into LSPD, they know what they're getting, and they ain't gonna get no fuck ups.
Mm-hmm.
But I imagine you have more specific questions, so hit me.
Well, I understand that there was a freeze on like promotions and kind of movement within all departments, right?
Yeah.
And that's understandable. But I just feel even with that, I look at PBSO and it didn't really look like they had stagnated. They had like constant kind of communication. It still looked like they were thinking about the future. Where with LSP, I felt like it stagnated a little bit. I felt those who, and I still feel those who were put into the senior positions as Shift 3. I'm just going to say it bluntly, I don't think they've done much with it. One of my main example would be, do you remember when I brought the attitude thing to you about SRU on the radio at the checkpoint?
Yeah.
So I brought that to you, and you told me to bring it to Espino's, which I did. And he immediately spoke to Churro, which was fine. And he told me that he was going to speak to everybody else about it who was involved. So it was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 people. And I found out that it doesn't look like he spoke to anybody else after Churro. Because obviously I told Sky about it, and Sky, PBSO have been looking at people like Lucy. And when they brought that up to her, she told them that she hadn't been spoken to about it at all up until that point, which is maybe 2 to 3 weeks after it happened, which is kind of concerning to me.
It's concerning to me too. I mean, that is what seniors should be doing, and if you're saying he's not doing it, then that is a problem. I do know, to be transparent with you, I do know what you're saying about the senior thing. When it came to, at least with Daisy and Espino's, those guys were promoted because they know what they're doing, and they were put in that position because of the experience they had. Same thing went with the 3 troopers we had for Shift 1. Obviously, Copper's gone. DuPont, I think, has always filled the role of, she's keeping on top of everybody. She's not afraid to make sure people are on top of their shit. So she's doing that stuff. Snow was obviously doing that stuff. And then, especially in Shift 2, the seniors a bit more because they're having to, build up for us on that side of things, too. So I can definitely agree there of everybody. I think the Shift 3 seniors are the most stagnant. Yes, I would agree with you on that front.
I think it was, I don't fault putting them in that position when you look at their experience. I think it was a educated gamble, which when you look at Snow and DuPont worked out really, really well. Snow has been fantastic since the restructure. DuPont does what DuPont does. Obviously, Copperwood back to Troopers. Shift 2, I don't really know too much about. I've just kind of heard a few horror stories of that shift as a whole. And then obviously shift 3, it's the same kind of thing, right? You take Daisy and Espino's, who were staples of CPD, PBSO in that department, but they have gone the other way compared to like DuPont and Snow. Where Snow is like got the position and then has run with it and has been reinvigorated. It just looks like the other way for Daisy and Espino's. Not speaking to their police work or anything like that, but just they don't have the same drive for it that I guess is needed for that rank or further up. And I just want to make it known. Like I don't even know if anyone has like made it known to you or how shift 3 has been in those 2 to 3 weeks. And that's just kind of what I want to do. Like I'm not gonna sit quietly and let it roll through and kind of you end up getting tidbits of what shift 3 is like and making judgments of that. I'd rather everything you can know.
Okay. No, I appreciate the honesty. Normally I would be like, you should have brought this up through chain of command, but for shift 3, if you want to bad the seniors be the bad people, then the next in line would be high command. So
if there was like,
command,
a sergeant, if there was a sergeant, I would go to them. If there was a lieutenant, I would go to them. But obviously, in the situation we're currently in, you are the next in line for it.
Yeah. I appreciate you bringing it to me. I don't necessarily disagree with you. I'll have the conversation with Libby. Again, it's not like I'm not going to say there's any action going to be taken or whatnot. Whether it's just talking to those guys or whether it's wiping the slate clean, I don't know. But I appreciate the honesty because it is important. Again, I don't disagree with you on what you've said. So, yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's just want to build some sort of I don't know, camaraderie in all the shifts, right? Like, you get on duty, you know who you're talking to, and it's a good time. And with shift 3, it just feels I don't think the shift is not anymore like on an island. I think it's actually melded quite well with shift 1 in terms of how police work is across the board. It feels the same from the start of shift 3 all the way to the tsunami, like midway through shift 1. I
would agree. Yeah.
Where before the restructure, I'll be honest, I was getting off duty as shift 3 ended because shift 1 started to feel like shift 2.
It did.
It was very chaotic. Police work was different. It wasn't what I enjoyed. Now is completely different. It's back to like when I first joined the PD. It just feels like it's consistency across the board, and it's what everybody wants, which is good. But it just feels like in shift 3, it's gone from the shift being on its island to everybody in the shift is kind of on their island.
Which is not great.
Describe that.
Yeah. Okay. And that's a shift problem. So you don't see that in shift 1, but you see that in shift 3.
I can't speak to shift 1 too much. I think it's a little bit better in shift 1, but I think it's because a lot of people have who they know. Shift 3 is a little bit less like that. I'll say like there's less friendships. It's just kind of what I've observed. Shift 3 kind of melds across the board through all departments. People have their friends in other departments in shift 3 because it's such a smaller shift compared. I'll try. I'm not just going to bring it to you and like expect you to fix everything. I'll try and think of some stuff that can.
So how do you spell camaraderie?
Obviously, I've been kind of focused on the training side of things, which is actually starting to take off now a little bit because I've been getting phone calls and I gave Iris.
Thanks, chat.
I was with her for like 2-3 hours yesterday, and then I have a few other people waiting. So the training side of things is coming.
Camaraderie.
Just,
is that right?
A little bit of the.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's morale. I don't think it's morale because the morale's okay. It's just that I can't say the word, but just getting along with each other in the shift.
Yeah. Where do you think that issue stems from? Like, is it something that, like, is it a meeting thing? Is
no? I don't. I don't think it's a meeting thing. I think it's I look at I'll use obviously the direct comparison is going to be PBSO. And obviously they're a much smaller department at the moment, especially in Shift 3. But they have the startings of what their command is going to look like, right? And they're very close knit. They're very they work well together. They enjoy their times on shift together, and they have their jokes when they can,
Yeah.
and they kind of lead it. So even if now PBSO, I feel if they had a few cadets or they had a few deputies underneath them when they get promoted, I feel like they've got the bones of that. So where those 4 people will instill the same kind of, friendship, working together and enjoying each other's company when new people start to come in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I get what you're saying. They're just a lot more. Like, does it feel more like a department that's a bit more settled in and knows what they're doing in that shift?
I wouldn't even say know what they're doing. It's like they were given, even during the freeze, they were giving direction for the department. Like those 3
Yeah.
were told, we're putting the trust in you 3 to build this department. And they've kind of bonded very well over that. And I feel like that will trickle down into whoever they bring in the next couple of weeks, right? Which
Yeah.
I think is very easily replicated in LSPD, because we're essentially doing the same thing, but we've already got our officers that are going to be officers, right? Like we took on a few more people compared to them.
I think, like, just to speak like openly here, I think like when you're saying that, like when we hired on Daisy Espinosa and Davenport to talk about Shift 3, I mean even with Shift 1, we didn't say to these, like, we didn't give them senior. Like we gave them senior because they know what they're doing, whereas it seems like PBSO gave them senior because that's the people they wanted to build the department. And we didn't say that to our seniors. We weren't like, we're giving you senior to we gave those people seniors to give us a backbone when we didn't have one.
Well, this is the other thing, is those 3 people that I've mentioned for PBSO, they're not seniors. They're all still deputies.
Yeah.
So I can get why they were given senior. But I think that's probably aided in the stagnation of it all. Because like Davenport has been, I mean, he's been taking a break. I haven't seen him on duty too much. And then it's the same with all 3 of them, really. And when say like the likes of Espinosa or Daisy do get on duty, it's they can control the calls that they're in, but not to the same way they did before, I guess. Like it's that drive, right? It's the hunger to take on stuff, and I don't say want to do it, but I guess it is wanting to do it to an extent. And I'm speaking openly, and if I come off insulting or anything like that,
No, you're not. You're very professional, Tiger.
Yeah.
Okay, a genuine question though, because
Yes.
I always appreciate the opinions. Who do you think would fit the bill for us in Shift 3? Like, if it's statewide clean, everyone's an officer. If you think we should pick people that fit our standards and we want to build up that shift, to feel like we're, a team, and if you ignore Libby in that situation, if Libby wasn't here, if me and her just pick people to build a department with our vision in that shift, who would you pick?
That's what I'm trying to think, because it takes a lot of factors in, right? It's activity, because you essentially, the way I think of it is, I don't count Reed to control Shift 3. Like, she is chief of police. She is dealing with whatever shit show happens in any shift at any time. Like, and the same with yourself, right? So my thinking is, like, you really need somebody to take what their place was before everything went I was going to say tits up, but you know, everything before the research. So like you need a Davenport when he was captain, you need a Reed when she was lieutenant. Or the same thing with like how PBSO have done it now. I'm trying to think who has stepped up recently in the past like 2-3 weeks, but it's just I'm not sure. I would have to think about it. I can't think of names off the top of my head, which I guess I don't know if that's an answer in itself, that I can't really think of anybody off the top of my head.
Yeah, there is an answer.
And
Hold on, let me
I also
reply
don't
to
want to
this.
sound oh yeah, go on.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
No, you're good. I also don't want to say sound arrogant and say myself. Like,
Would you say yourself if I didn't count it as arrogance? Which I don't necessarily count it as arrogance, I'll be honest.
I definitely couldn't do something like this alone. I'm still like I'm very self-aware of my experience. In the past, like me now compared to 30 days ago is very different. I'm a lot more confident. I'm a lot more secure in the stuff that I do out in patrol, and that has made me more comfortable to have talks like this with yourself and think about like the department's goals in itself, because I've kind of really settled into what I do in patrol. Like I'm very comfortable now, and this allowed me to see other things going on duty while I'm still doing my normal thing.
Okay.
But I am very aware that I couldn't do something by myself.
Who would you pick? This is one of those when I'm curious now. You could pick like 2 people for shift 3 that you would build it up with.
I'm trying to think of names.
Who's the first name to come to your head?
Okay, but for what I'm terrible with names, but I genuinely can't. Like people who have stepped up in kind of like leadership stuff, and even, like obviously mainly I see it in patrol. I can't think of anybody like besides myself who stepped up to like how I've stepped up anyway.
Oh no.
Who lead calls, lead pursuits, lead cleanup, who are actually in LSB at the minute. I can't. Besides those who are in the senior positions already, I can't think of anybody, because it normally is another department takes it up, or
who is it? Like you're on about other departments. Who is it that's doing that stuff? Whole UPD. Who stands out in shift 3 at the minute for that stuff?
For UPD,
just anybody. Yeah.
For people,
he's not being bad about it, guys.
Clean up the scene and take it over. I mean, Horver is an obvious one. When he's on duty, I can trust him to do the cleanup on a scene, like control the scene. Know where people are at, know what people are doing. Yeah, he needs a little bump here and there, but he's one that stands out to me. However, I wouldn't have him. That's more of like I believe he deserves the department, but I wouldn't really think he wouldn't be like a pick that I would take for a senior position. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But in terms of standouts for shit, they're really. Breakaway was one in terms of, but that's also just talking about getting a department. He's done pretty well recently with scene control and taking actual initiative. When someone says who's leading the scene, and there's a big silence on the radio, and I leave that silence open on purpose to see if anyone does take it. He's one that's consistently he has taken it, and he's done quite well with it as well. Not like any major fuck ups or anything like that. So Breakaway is a good one that I think deserves a department, but also he's still very. I wouldn't also put him in that talk for senior, because he does. His experience isn't there. But the good thing about him is he's called me and he's called others asking for feedback of what he could do better and stuff like that, which is very, very good.
Yeah, but who would you pick that would build LSPD yet?
I need to see names. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. That's the word. Like,
Listen,
I hate
you
that
go,
that's a thing, but...
go away, and you can read the roster, okay?
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll come
just,
back to you.
tell me the people. Tell me the people overall that you think are standing out in shift 3, no matter the department. And then tell me people in LSPD that you think should be the ones building it up in that shift based on, the values we hold.
Okay. Can I go have a look and come back to you later on?
You take your time with it. I've got to deal with
All right.
a BBMC.
I was about to say, are you aware of the churro stuff?
Can you give me TLD on the churro thing?
So I've only just found out about it. So, there's probably more context to it. But I got on duty and immediately saw 311 from Churro saying that BBMC are probably hunting me because of the raid warrant, and Edbert Roper has made a bunch of criminal threats. So apparently the raids... Look up.
I signed the raid. I know what the raid is.
Okay, yeah. So, but apparently he went and looked through stuff that he shouldn't have. That's what I've heard.
Okay, all right.
That's why they're annoyed.
Okay, let me call someone from BBC and I'll sort this out.
Okay, I'll leave you to
Thank
it.
you, McCullen.
I'll talk to you a bit. No worries.
All right.
Yes, Doc.
Hello, Edbert. I've just
Hello.
got on duty, and
Yes.
I'm worried that there's some things happening that I need to be told about from the first party. So what's going on?
Okay, can I call you back in 1 second, though? I'm just
Yeah,
in
you
another
can call me
conversation.
back.
All right, thanks, Doc. I'll call you back.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Come in, Nova.
Okay. I need you to look at this because I'm bewildered, Dark. So, just bring up report 80318. Okay. 80318. Okay.
Incident report.
Incident. Darren Landry 311 about properties being locked down. So, as usual, Dark, I looked at the report. I tried to find any statements about why his properties are locked down. Okay. I checked the output where the warrants go to see if any warrants were there standing for him rather than my view to go check it, right? And there's nothing there.
Is this the forum shooting, or am I on the wrong one?
This is a forum shooting, yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay.
So on the suspects, it says Arthur Deal is pushed to the docket, right?
Right.
He's not been sent on a hold. He's not got a pending search and seizure warrant, right? Which is a requirement for properties being locked down. There's no statement in the report saying his properties are locked down pending till I wake up in the morning. There's nothing there, Dark. So, I've tried to reach out to him to ask.
Great. I've just looked. Okay. Let me look at this warrant really quick.
Which warrant?
Okay, there is a warrant for Arthur Deal, like a search warrant. So let me check it.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know it was there.
Nope,
so
it's
my
okay.
bad.
No, it's not your bad. You brought it to me. You had a problem. We're solving the problem.
Well, I've already unlocked the property down, so it's too late now.
Oh God damn it! Yeah, it's been signed. Well, it's been sent for signing anyway.
Okay. Well, I mean,
What?
Why is there nothing in the report about pending search and seizure? Why is there nothing here in it? How am I supposed to know, Dark? Why is this being given to me?
I don't know why
fair,
it was.
is it?
I don't know why it was given to you, but if you came to me, we could have sorted this out.
Well, what do you want me to say? Do you want me to go relock it back down or what?
I mean, if there's a pending, let me check whether it's been denied.
Where is this pending search and seizure though? Because don't they all go through to the output that everyone sees? That's how we normally check to see if someone's got a pending search and seizure.
I'm not. Let me check if it is in the output. His name is on it. Did you check the output already?
I went in the search warrant output where they normally go, where everyone tells me to go and check. Obviously, I don't have access if any private warrants have been done.
Yeah, this wasn't. This was just one that was sent in the search warrant channel. It hasn't been.
But why
It
hasn't
doesn't.
it gone through the? Why hasn't it gone through the correct whatever? You know what I mean? Why is there no note on the report saying that there's a pending search and seizure? Don't lock his property down. Yeah, how is any reasonable officer supposed to ascertain that?
If you want to know, so they go to the command over. Go lock it down again. It hasn't been. It doesn't look like it's been declined. It doesn't look like it's been signed either.
Okay, but can you see what I'm saying? Like you asked me to deal with it, Dark, and obviously the only way it could have been there is if a pending search and seizure warrant was in. So it's kind of out of my. I don't have access to the channel, Dark. I can't see that shit. So I have to go off
You should
what's
have
in the
asked me.
report and everything else.
Go lock it down. Give Bloom an email. Let him know what's happened.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Don't do that, please.
What?
Hold on, I can't hear you. You're outside the door. Come in.
Well,
There we
you
go.
can understand my confusion, right? There's not really a lot I can personally do apart from look at the report itself. Obviously, you know, you asked me to deal with it, and it's like, well, I check the reports, I check the output. That's where the search warrants normally go in the output. That's where they normally go.
It is true, but it obviously it's not the only place they go.
Well, okay, well, you know, fair enough. If it's a mistake, it's a mistake. You know, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, if it's a mistake, I don't want you walking out here saying Jesus fucking Christ, though, do I?
Well, it's just, you know, it's just a bit. It's not used to what I'm used to. Normally, it goes in the output. It does that, so on and so forth.
Okay, well, next time, just make sure you check with someone in command. Don't stress
Okay.
about it. Just go look it down. Email Blue.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. No worries.
God. Trying to juggle 10 fucking things at once, dude. Oh, I do have his number. He's on the phone. That song is stuck in my head from fucking Daisy in the Six, dude. I need it. I need to hear it. Oh, here we go. Hello,
All right, sorry,
Edward.
Doc. I had to take care of something. So what were you asking? Sorry.
Yeah, what's going on? I'm hearing some concerning things.
Oh yeah, there are some concerning things happening. Your little, I don't know what you call them. Your halfway home cadet or whatever the fuck they're called. The ones in the fluoro vests.
Yes.
Churro.
Yes,
is a
Churro.
fuckwit.
Okay, why is he a fuckwit?
All right, so you know, he had some shit going on with Rue, him and Jigs. They put her on a hold. They you know, raided her home and shit. Apparently they found what they were looking for. Then they continued that raid and brought it to my doorstep inside my billabong at my garage. Didn't find what they were looking for at all. And when I called them and asked, what the fuck were you doing in my billabong? Do I not even get a fucking courtesy call? You know, you didn't even find what you were looking for. There was nothing there. He goes, I don't know you shit. Acting like a big man.
Okay, so it was the garage of your house, is that right?
That is correct. That is correct. My garage, my property, and my fucking billabong.
Were they looking for one of Bruce's vehicles? Do you know?
Apparently, but it wasn't parked here. They said some bozo at the courthouse told them it was there. It wasn't. And that, I look, I understand you guys can't give us pre-warning when you're coming to raid shit. I get that, right? I'm not unreasonable. You got a job to do. If you tell us, then yeah, shit happens. Shit goes missing. I get that. But when I'm calling and asking for a bit of fucking respect after you've rifled through my shit and you haven't found what you're looking for, and your response is basically to fucking spit in my face and tell me you don't have to do shit, yeah, I got an issue with that. A major fucking issue with that. Doc, you've known the BBMC for a long time. You know how sacred the BBMC takes the Billabong.
Yeah.
We have a pretty decent peace with the cops. We're not one of those gangs that goes out there and fucking hunts cops down. And outside of doing what we do and living our lives, you have when we cross our paths, it's mutually beneficial for everyone. But we got this guy running his fucking mouth. Well, he doesn't even have a fucking badge. Jumping on Twitter trying to further antagonize it.
What did he say on Twitter?
Oh, he fucking knows. I told him I'm gonna find him. So he's going around breadcrumbing, dropping photos everywhere. We're not dumb. We know what he's doing. You go from no twats to suddenly dropping photos and obvious locations where you are. We know what you're doing. We're not stupid.
Okay. Let me let's get to the brass tacks here. How can we? I don't want this ending with violence.
Well, there's one other thing, and it's the charge against Ghetto Kaiba that happened yesterday. I want you to speak to him because obviously he was the one that was charged and knows the whole deal. But from what I was told, his charge is bullshit. It's trumped up. It's speculation. He even went and consulted with a lawyer and shit. Even the lawyer agreed with fucking bullshit. And if there was a lawyer awake at the time, and it went to bench trial, it would have been,
okay,
easy.
Is this the one that you spoke to Snow about, or Kaiba spoke to Snow about?
I'm not too sure. I wasn't aware during that.
I know Snow has been spoken to about something regarding jigs, which is being looked into.
Okay.
At the end of the day, whatever's happened, I'll make sure it's all above board on my end. But when it comes to, I listen, I just don't want any violence here. I heard there was some stuff with a boost down in Vespucci, with you guys, using your vehicles against police vehicles. I don't want that stuff because we know how that's going to end. I mean, from a political standpoint, I can't let you guys go around and start ramming into my cops. All right, no matter whose fault it is. So if we can end this without violence, I would like that. So I'll leave that with you. I'm gonna try and sort Churro out. Whatever that, I'll talk to him, find out what's going on. I'll make sure everything's above board. If it's not, I'll deal with him. But in the meantime, can we chill things out?
Look, Doc, I understand. You can't have people ramming into your offices. I understand that. But you're a smart guy, Doc. I can't have people stepping into my Billabong and then spit in my fucking face.
I get it.
Question about it. We're both men of principle. We both have our values. All we can do is live up to those values. I'll get Kaiba to give you a call.
Okay, I appreciate it. Right. I'll speak to Churro. All right, bye-bye. Hello.
Hi, Doc.
Hey, Brandy.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm dealing with some BBMC stuff right now. What's up?
Oh, if you want to know more about that, call Barrick.
Yeah, I tried. He was on the phone.
Oh, hold on. He should be good now. Should be
I'll
good
try
now,
him.
actually. Yeah, he's been trying to piece together both sides of the story, and it's not looking great.
He's on the phone.
Hold on. Yeah. What have you gathered so far, basically? I can fill in the blanks.
I mean, it was the warrant I signed that Churro executed.
Yeah.
It sounds like this is more of a respect issue that's escalated from, I guess, Churro disrespecting Edbert when he was down in the Billabong after searching one of Edbert's garages for one of Rue's vehicles, and essentially, told Edbert it's none of his business and that kind of thing. And then he said that Churro's been tweeting shit.
He twatted his location once, I think, after he had threatened Churro, I believe.
Why is he doing that?
I'm not entirely certain.
Okay. Yeah, let me
Yeah, Barracks would be the person to talk to, I think, about that.
where's Barrett? Who's he with?
He was helping with the S++. I think. He might be on the phone with Stubble if Stubble's around. Is Stubble around?
I don't know.
I just came to say hello, and then
Oh.
I'm going out. I'm going home for the day.
I appreciate it.
Oh, he says I. Hold on. But he's still on the phone. This bitch. Okay. Yeah, I go home for the day. I just wanted to say hello.
Okay. Well,
You still
hello
wanna
to
ride
you too,
together
Brandon.
soon?
Yes, we will. I promise.
You want to ride with me and Barrack?
Maybe, yes. Let me deal with this
Okay.
situation now.
Yeah, well, I'm going to
335, 400. Beep, 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 beep. No answer.
You might be on channel 4.
Give him a moment.
Apologies, I was on a different channel.
Several. But can you come in as mission mode, please?
Absolutely, en route.
Uniform 367.
Send it.
Mission mode, please.
Hey, film.
Okay. I go sleep.
What was that? Sorry, Brandon.
I go sleep.
Okay, you sleep. Have good sleep.
I sleep. Yeah, you too.
Okay, bye-bye.
You too. So,
Hey, was it Kyber that made the complaint with you yesterday?
Yeah, with Tony Milton, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, they both came in together. Kaiba, in particular, with a bit about getting arrested and then the raid warrant, and then Finley had all the information regarding the love story.
Yeah, I spoke to Ed, but what's this about? What charge did Kyber get charged with?
He was found guilty of accessory to robbery of a financial institution, and that was... So I need to look at it. I haven't looked into this in detail yet, but basically he said that he was with her. He wasn't part of the original robbery, but was given accessory to the charges because he helped to try and escape when they tried to get Rube. She was spotted in the same clothing or something.
I mean, that does fit the bill for accessory.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with that part at all, really.
Yeah, me neither.
I'd see that personally. I see that as not an issue. Maybe they don't fully understand how accessory and accomplice works.
I mean, even still, like that's what the appeals process is for, and things like that.
Yeah.
If a charge,
I recommend at least speak to a lawyer because that's more of a civil. That's more like I'm going to sue this officer or try and appeal this charge or whatever. So I said speak to a lawyer, see what they think. But he said initially that he didn't really want to bother because time zone, this particular one and a little bit earlier isn't great for legal support.
Yeah,
I told him to try despite that and see if he can get any help because maybe it'll flag up that they need that kind of support in that time as well. So yeah, hopefully he does that. I don't wish for officers to get sued or people to appeal charges, but if you want, I think it's good to try and make a change for DOJ by trying to put up cases because it shows that it's needed when that happens. If there's no cases and everybody thinks that it's pointless, then nothing going to change.
Hold on, I think this might be Kyber. Give me 1 second. Hello, Richard Dog speaking.
Hello, Doc. It's Kaiba.
Hey, Kyber.
I heard you wanted to speak with me to learn a bit more about this whole situation.
I think I've just learned about it because you've spoken to Snow already, and he's filled me in. So on that front, if I have any further questions, we'll call you. But I think I'm pretty filled in on the situation. So I don't actually need to ask you anything. I'm sorry for wasting your time.
Okay.
I
mean,
please feel free to speak your mind on it.
In what world? I looked at this raid warrant just now. In what world would you sign this? I genuinely don't understand. Perhaps I'm widely misinformed. This is some bullshit.
In my experience as a police officer, that's a well-written probable cause statement. And that's why I signed it. And let's be real here. It was well written enough because they found exactly what they expected to find in Rue's property. So I understand you saying, like, if I get raided, I'm going to be pissed too. Okay? But that is probable cause. It's written good. It's correct. And they weren't wrong.
Okay. Let me explain a few things. Okay. Some things that the report didn't indicate.
Right.
They didn't indicate that they lost eyes for about 30 minutes.
Okay.
So, with that logic, I mean, also, Luke could have been transferred in the car. She was one of 2 people who were caught. The second person was not caught. There's no guarantee that she had the loot at all. And in that 30 minutes, it could literally be anywhere in Los Santos.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. That's why the search happened. That's why we didn't search the whole of Los Santos. We searched Ruth's properties. The raid was only, it's not like a normal raid where you get found with like drugs or something and then they want to search for more drugs. This is when there's a lack of evidence and they want to search for that evidence.
So with this logic, if one person is caught for a fleeca or any bank at all, if they don't have loot on them, they should be raided. That's what I'm getting from this.
This has been the case for the past 5 years. It's just that not every cop wants to do that.
I have never heard this happen. I've heard many people get caught for banks, and I've never heard of this common occurrence you speak of, people getting raided.
I did not say that it was a common occurrence. I said that it could be a common occurrence if officers want to do it. This officer wanted to do it, and that's why I signed it. Listen, obviously I'm going to be saying, like, I signed the thing. I know it's right. I do urge you to, give that to a lawyer if you want to and have them review it and see what they think about it. But just ask their honest opinion on it. But at the same time, it wasn't just me that signed it. There was a judge who signed it too. I get the frustration. If this was a dodgy warrant, I'd be the first to have sent that back to Churro and said, we're not signing that. But it's not.
Okay, noted. We're definitely going to have to agree to disagree here on how fair this is.
That's fair enough.
Well, if that's that, we don't have anything else we need to talk about.
Okay, well, thank you for calling me anyway, Kaiba. If you have any more questions, just let me know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you. Jesus Christ.
So they're pretty unhappy by the sounds of it.
Yeah, he started off saying, "In what world do you sign this warrant?"
The judge signed it. What more do these guys want?
Yeah, I think that
signed by a judge.
This is, I think, the issue I got out of it was other cops don't do this, so this isn't normal, and so they think it shouldn't be right. Like, this isn't the normal thing done, so they think that it's not normally done because it's wrong. But yes, it's just not It's just not normally done because cops don't want to do it most of the time.
Well, that's like things change. Guys.
Yeah, keep them on their feet, on their toes.
Yeah, it's clearly the fact that they're having this reaction makes me think they got extremely comfortable, Richard. Extremely.
Yeah. So I like this. I like keeping them on their toes. However, I want to make sure there's no funny business going on, which is why I think Beric and Churro are here, and I'm going to chat to them about the whole situation.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know.
You can stick around if you want. What did you need?
Yeah. Just had a complaint.
Another one.
Yeah. So
who this time?
It's actually related. So this is a complaint about Nova from another officer who will remain anonymous, but he was helping on not from LSPD, but from another pump. He basically was on scene helping. Everyone was very careful not to give information over to BBMC, who were being very inquisitive about what the raid was about, what the details were, etc. And we're telling them to get out BBMC stuff and all that. And no one, everyone's being pretty careful. And then apparently Nova said on radio, they just asked me what was going on, and I said, I don't know. It was Churro. Basically gave the name of the person that is pushing the warrant, and has probably made them, did make him a target.
Let me check the warrant.
He's named on the warrant. He's the primary on it.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is another one of those where they would find out once the warrant was served anyway, but whether that should have been done on the scene, probably not.
Best practice, definitely not. I mean, if they had chosen to right then, they could have been like, right, let's go and fucking
shoot Churro. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'll let you handle that with Nova. I mean, I'll be honest, I just had another situation with Nova where
oh god.
Yeah, it's not great. I don't know whether I want to punish her for it yet, but someone's property was locked down. The guy was asking for Nova, so I let Nova deal with it. She checked the search warrant output channel. Great. There was no search warrant there, so there was no reasonable reason why it should have been locked down, but she didn't talk to anybody else. So she unlocked the property. She then spoke to me, asked about it. I checked the search warrant channel, not the output, because it wasn't done the normal way. It was done a slightly different way, and it was posted in there. It's waiting for review, so that's why the property was locked down. So it was legally locked down, and she unlocked it for somebody. So I've told her to relock it down and email Bloom about what happened. Basically, she should have communicated a bit better with me to double check things, and she didn't. So yeah, she wasn't too happy.
She's gone off the pump wagon, Doc.
Maybe. Yeah, but just talk to her about the situation after this. But let's get these two in here. Sorry about the wait, guys. Come on in.
All good. No.
Hello, boys.
Howdy.
All right, take a seat. What's going on? I got BBMC breathing down my neck. I got other cops telling me that the BBMC are trying to kill him down in Vespucci and ran the codes and shit. What's happened?
Yep.
We raided them. We got a signed raid warrant from a judge and raided Ruminmi.
Right, I paused for a long time there to make sure you filled me in on all the details, and you didn't. So that's not great.
Okay.
Barrick, do you want to give this a second go?
So, sure. I was a part of this situation today, nor the situation whenever this bang took place. I've simply been trying to mediate relations and prevent further escalation on their part, and also try and make sure nothing was, wrongfully done on our side. Therefore, just getting the stories from everybody, from all sides, i.e., Churro, and then like the people that are upset, which would be like Edbert in this situation, and Kaiba, because Kaiba believes he was wrongfully charged, and Edbert is upset that following us leaving the Billabong, which apparently Rue didn't have any cars down there anyway, which he's upset about our reasoning being down there, which that's whatever. And then us not telling them that it happened. That's just been my whole involvement in this, present in neither situation, but just trying to get a idea for what happened.
Oh, well, I mean, how did they not know? Was Rue not given the warrant?
She was in for a hold, sir. So she had been fully informed why she was being raided, and she had also passed it on to her gang members why she was being raided as well. I passed on in extensive detail while she was up in Bolingbrook after I'd filed the warrant. We set her up. I then obviously had a phone call with her after that. Actually, 4 phone calls. She called me 4 times while we